And welcome to Little Moon Tarot. We are in a different spot. We are at a friend's residence and taking care of their little pupperoo. And my cards wanted to come with me tonight for some reason. Ooh, excuse me, and there's going to be a sneeze in a moment. Yeah, why not show the readjustments? I mean, what is life if not about readjustments and how we change things to make it easier for ourselves? As a matter of fact, let's make it easier for myself now and get glasses while I'm thinking about it instead of in a minute. Okay, so, all right. I feel like Tarot wants to start out tonight. Okay, and as always, Mighty Ashtaroth, please send your guidance and your wisdom lend. Let my cards and I see and speak in clarity and honesty and truthfulness. As we ask, so blessed be. Thank you. And there we are. Yeah, we're going to take Tarot out first tonight. So, how is everybody? And welcome to Little Moon Tarot. And don't forget to do the thing. The likey and the subscribey. Yeah, they're good there. That stuff so that, you know, the little thing with the notifications, and tell your friends. Because this will reach exactly who it's supposed to reach as it's supposed to. So, where are we going to be here? Little coppers. So, someone wanted me to bring these cards here. So why did you want me to bring my cards here? What message do we have for someone that you want them to know? This message is not for me. I have had my fill of messages, and I don't think Tarot is in the mood to give me any more messages at this point in time, and I honestly don't really need them for myself. So, you know, short of something slightly resonating with me because whatever, I just really don't. Yeah, this is not about me. This is about whoever it's supposed to be about. I got a Knight of Swords here. Upside down. Let's take a look at the Knight of Swords in reverse. Because, you know, as I say, not every reverse is bad. Of course, not every reverse is good. Just like every upright isn't good and every upright isn't bad. Let's see what we've got here. Let's get on the right card there, kiddo. The Knight of Swords. Knight of Swords reversed. And that fell too, so it fell right on the ground. When the Knight of Swords is reversed, fear of conflict is so powerful that you will bargain away all that is meaningful just to get through or out of a tough situation. You will say what you don't mean, promise what you can't deliver, and hope to be saved by a miracle, just to see yourself delivered from a stressful time. When you learn to tell the simple truth from moment to moment, you will have no more use for this reactionary behavior that is invariably followed by shame and regret. And you know, that card, like, it didn't just jump out of my hands. It, like, fell to the floor. So, someone is very in fear of conflict here. And, you know, I'll be very honest with you. I've been here. I don't remember exactly what it was about, but I just remember a point where I was really scared, and rather than lying or making something up or blame shifting, I just decided, no, I'm just going to say the truth. Because if I say the truth, it's going to hurt, but it's going to hurt a lot less than what it would if I were to lie. And now it's the whole, if you've seen the Brady Bunch episode, and if you haven't, you should, where they break the vase and then they all lie about it. And what did their parents say? If you had just told me. Was I going to be angry? 100%. You broke the vase. You were playing ball in the house. You knew you shouldn't have been. You broke the rules. But now I'm even more angry because you put it back together and you didn't tell me, and I had to find out because I put water in the vase and the vase leaked. You see what I'm saying? So that's basically what this card reversed means. It means that you at some point, you do have to deal with that scary, tough situation that you don't want to, because it's a growth. It is literally growth to do that. And then you know what happens the next time the next vase breaks and it's more expensive, or it was at grandma's house or somebody else's house, you're more able to go up and go, hey guys, we thought we could do this or whatever, or I was just whatever and this broke and I wanted to let you guys know. And then that experience that's scary, the next time you have to do it, it becomes less scary. I mean, these are experiences that help you not be scared, because they're positive experiences that you're having to learn and grow by. Where if somebody is just beating you to get the experience in that you don't want to lie anymore, you're just going to learn to lie more. You're going to be afraid. You're going to learn fear. And what does fear lead to? Hate and racism. Do we want that in this world? Absolutely not. Why? Because we love everybody on this page, including people that don't like the people that I like. You are more than welcome here. We just ask that you all be kind. And I ask this of everybody else. If somebody is asking a question, you know, if you're asking a question because you don't know how the answer and you don't know how to properly phrase it, just write, I have a question because I don't know the answer. And then write it down and phrase it however you want. And anybody in the comments, take that as a way to help somebody. Because when I don't know how to do something, or I don't know how to, like, I learned doing hair. Exactly. I learned doing hair that I couldn't just sit there and say to somebody, why do you cut hair like that? Because that created distrust between their client and them. What I had to do is say, listen, I have a question because I don't know the answer. Why are you cutting her layers like that? Because I don't actually have the information, and I'm curious on why you do it. That's the long-winded way to put it. But that's what I did. So after that, all I did was say, hey, I have a question because I don't have an answer. I'm curious on your technique, you know? And when you do that, you write your sword up. You grow, and you learn to ask questions, and you gain knowledge. And if you're smart, you'll go to neutral places to make sure that those answers are correct. I feel like everything is, I don't know if it has, got Queen of Swords. My, someone is very reversed. Someone has started a journey. Let's see what's going on here. Queen of Wands reversed. Hi, baby. What's wrong? You coming over? You can come over and sit with me? I'm going to bring a stuffy with you. Oh, you got your lammy. You got your lammy. You love your lammy. I love that you love your lammy. You got Ducky over here, too. You do. You do, sweet, sweet. Okay, Queen of Wands reversed. And let's remember, Wands represents initiative, ambition, drive, and desire. This is the suit of enterprise and risk-taking. And this queen is upside down. And this person here isn't growing. They're not taking risks. Queen of Wands reversed, meaning reveal any hidden agendas before they alienate partners or associates. The Queen of Wands reversed points to a controlling tendency that is no secret, and the people around you have the insight to perceive what is happening. Don't think your hidden agenda is undetected, and don't deny it if it is brought to light. It's more important that your team members trust you than it is to preserve an image. And isn't this what this Knight is actually saying here? When the Knight of Swords is reversed, fear of conflict is so powerful that you will bargain away anything. And this here, the Queen of Wands reversed, points to a controlling tendency. Like, so if you're not willing to grow here, you're going to control everything in sight. Now, I want to see what the Queen of Swords upside down is, because I'm curious on this one. Let's take a look, see. The Queen. Now, let's see. What is going on with this person? When the Queen of Swords is reversed, it indicates a propensity for denying your deepest feelings. Somewhere you decided that speaking up for emotional truth is selfish and unattractive. As a result, you are prejudiced against your own needs. It is not a flaw to have a heart. It is a flaw to ignore it. Show some compassion for yourself, and in so doing, help your loved ones love you better. Don't isolate yourself. Have compassion for yourself. Serving your own feelings and needs is appropriate and necessary. And as I'm reading that, I am being shown the Knight of Swords falling to the ground, like just falling to the ground. Like they are so down the well that like they can't get here. You know, this is like so the Knight of Swords upside down is basically you're not willing to look into what is in the cups. You're not willing to do that. You're not willing to do that, and at all costs you will deny everything, and you will pretend that the vase didn't break. And it becomes a really big issue, because that amount of lying, that means that not only do you have to remember, but there's a because it's true. You know, if you're going to lie about that, what else are you going to lie about? And I mean, that ends up bringing up a lot of control. Like that makes you need to control everything, because you're already controlling everything that's coming out of your mouth. And you're lying, and you have to remember those lies, which ends up being a problem. And it ends up being a problem because you're lying, because you're denying your feelings and your emotions. You're denying all of it. And if we deny those things, what does that lead to? A need to control people, a need to hurt people, a need to do these things. And that's definitely not an okie dokie thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, that is on the line of abuse. That is on the line of lying so much that you become a narcissist, because you just, you know, you literally can't deal with your deepest feelings. Because somewhere along the line, you decided that speaking up for your emotional truth wasn't a good thing. And the question is who made you feel that way? Who made you feel like you had to hide everything to keep all the control so you could deny your deepest feelings? Because this one right here, this Queen of Swords, this Knight doesn't want to, what is the word I'm looking for? Yeah. This knight is afraid of conflict. This knight is afraid of everything. They're saved by everything. They're afraid of everything, and they're hoping that like a miracle is going to like just come in and take them away and save them. But that's not what happens. You literally have to deal with the broken vase. Whatever that vase is for you in your life, whether it's childhood trauma or a car accident or whatever it is for you, you're the one that actually has to deal with that. You have to deal with that so that you don't end up taking so much control that you're not able to deal with those deeper feelings, because these deeper feelings are why you need control. You don't want conflict. You don't want to face anything. You're willing to sacrifice everything because of your fear. And that ends up meaning you're denying your truest feelings. And if you're doing that, then that means you need control over everything in sight. And that control is a Venn diagram. That control just depends on, maybe Venn diagram is the wrong word. If it is, let me know. If there's another word, let me know. But that diagram, that, that control can take so many different things, I mean, this is just a beginning to many different things, Something happens that's really bad and you don't want to deal with those feelings, so you need to have control. What do you need to have control over? Who is to say, but how do you control these things? Drugs, alcohol, screaming and yelling, violence, a lot of sex, that's whatever. Addictions to other things than drugs. I mean, it runs the gamut. And you'll find that once you start dealing with your upside down swords, because this is 11 upside down swords here. Once you Ichigo it out and try to figure out which is the right one and heal it, you won't need the control. Matter of fact, you won't want the control, and you'll understand the things you need control over. If that makes sense. So this looks like it's set in sun. So what else have we got? Show. That's a lot of cards, babe. Yes, I do name my decks. I tend to name everything. I am neurodivergent. Well, let's just be like I haven't named my refrigerator yet. My card's name is Trisha, aka Trillian from Hitchhiker's Guide to the Universe. My last card was named Puppy. No, it was Carly. The one before that was named Puppy. We have a card named Arthur. I did not name my house yet. I haven't gotten that far. This is a witch's house, though, so, can have any name it wants. Okay, so something's a mess. I've gotten 2 messes out. So whatever this is a big, huge, giant mess. Like, what else we got going on, unless you want me to go over the other cards? Like, phew. I'm just about bounced out of my hands. Sweet girl. You're such a good girl. You're so good, Jules. We're going to get treats before we go. Yes, we are. So, Spirit, what else can you tell me about this? What else do you have to say about this? Is there anything more? Are we just telling people that, whatever it is that makes you angry, Four of Cups reversed. A lot of reverses today, which is not common, which makes me a little concerned. Although not every, that's true too. If you don't want to be like this, it is true what I said. You do have to dump your cups. But what I'm going to tell you is, You know, this is 4. There's 4 on the ground and there's 1 in the air. I'm just taking this as this, whatever, association too. A lot of society will tell you, oh no, you got to flip all your cups at once. You got to deal with it all now. No, you don't. What is on your mind right now? What cup is in the air right now that you're looking into and you're scared of? That's the one you little by little start to dump. You little by little start to dump it. You deal with it. You deal with the parts that you can. You dump it as much as you can, and then you put it down and you deal with that and you let yourself heal from that little bit. And then when you're ready, you move on. And if there are parts of that cup that you're not ready to dump because you're not sure how to deal with it, it's okay to put that cup back down and pick up another cup when you're ready. Because I'll promise you, by the time you're done with a couple other cups, you're going to look at this one and it's going to be like, oh, it's all dried up in the bottom. Why is that water dried up in the bottom? Oh, because by taking care of these other cups, I was able to deal with this one without even knowing it. It's you know, therapy's a beautiful thing. And I didn't just learn that. I didn't learn that in therapy. I just learned that. I'm 52 years old, for God's sakes. I've just learned that in the course of life, and I lucked out with a mom that was very philosophical and loved to talk and be educated, and I surrounded myself with people like that. Didn't do it on purpose. It just sort of happened that way. I'm also a hairdresser, so it's like I get information from everyone. Yeah, it can be a mess. What have we got? Sweetie, you want to come up? Come on. You coming up? Are you coming up? Hi. Hello. Hello, love, love. I love you. I do. I love this girl. I love her. I love her. It does. I love you, Juliet. I do. See, we got these cards here. So, just, whatever is going to flip out right now is going to flip out because something just feels a little bit off here. Okay, so what else? Okay, so 5 of Cups reversed. That's what we didn't look up yet. So yeah, you know, the cups, you little at a time. And a little at a time, and this knight will slowly bring himself up so that he doesn't need to hide his feelings, so he doesn't need to have all the control. And that's, you know, no one needs to control everything, you know. It's nice to have a heads up, have an inkling in, but not necessarily control, because that can be too much. You can't keep your head everywhere. The 4 of Cups reversed indicates that you may not be making the reasons for some reluctance. Wait, hold everything. The 4 of Cups reversed indicates that you may not be making the reasons for some reluctance you are feeling clear to yourself or others. Some part of you is resisting the flow of events, but you are not admitting your own part in this. It may be manifesting as a sort of foot-dragging or unmotivated passive-aggressive stalling. Recognize this mood as a symptom of a deeper dissatisfaction and come clean to yourself about your real feelings. There is something to be learned. This is true. I mean, although this can definitely refer to generational trauma and trauma in general, this doesn't necessarily, to me, feel like trauma, because like the vase scene in the Brady Bunch, that's not trauma. That's not trauma. That's kids getting in trouble. That's people just not admitting their fault. And that's what this this is saying to me is that this is people not admitting their fault to the point that they don't want to admit their deepest feelings, and they need to control everything. And that is exactly what this is saying, is that you're not admitting to yourself why you're reluctant, and you're not making your own feelings clear to yourself. And this is exactly what's going on with the Knight of Swords. He's not admitting these feelings. He's not admitting these feelings to himself, which makes him hide his deep feelings, which makes him need control. And like I say, this control is every single facet of the world, and depending upon the trauma, can take bigger and bigger and bigger. How's the word I want? It can take a bigger and bigger scope with each one. You can go from people who are just, they can't admit that they hurt someone's feelings, to somebody who needs to hate black people because they're racist, because they're in fear of whatever that they don't want to admit and they can't deal with, and they take it out on other people, and that's why they do it. And it's stupid and it's foolish, and there is no excuse, even if you know the root problem. However, those are the people that you can sometimes plant a seed so they will think on their own and change themselves, or try, or maybe, like I said in the comments, ask questions in a way that sound offensive and rude, but really they don't know how to phrase it any other way. So, oh, I just heard the crows. Crows are in agreement with that. Very much so in agreement with that. But yeah, you can plant the seed that helps them change. But if you're rude to them in the comments when they're asking, I don't know why I shouldn't hate black people, they don't know any other way to phrase it, because they weren't given that growing up. You see what I'm saying? And that's exactly, but where that is that, this is more like, I did somebody and I hurt someone, and now I just don't know how to deal with it, and I don't want to admit this in my deepest feelings, so I'm going to keep control over everything. But this is saying you really can't do that. You need to tip your cups. You need to slowly work on it one at a time, because the imagination is there. I mean, this isn't something that you don't want. So, yeah, 7 of Cups. Once you do this, once you do that self-work, it's just confirming everything I'm saying. Once you stop dragging your feet, because the foot dragging is the part that confirms the fact that this is not somebody who's necessarily racist. It can be, but it's just somebody who doesn't want to admit the truth to something, and they do that to keep the control. But you have to, you have to tip your cups and do it, because the 7 of Cups. Oh no, this is the 8, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 of Cups. Turning his back on the cups and walking away. Turns his back on the cups and walks away, because he's dealt with these feelings. He's dealt with these emotions, and he can look back anytime to see them, but right now, you don't need to. Let's look that up. Let's look up 7 of Cups. It's always good to get definitions. It's always good to get familiar with them, so that on site you really don't, it makes it easier. It's all a learning adventure for all of us. Every day. Even things you already think you know. You always learn something new. God, I sound like my grandfather. It's not a terrible thing. He was a good man. The 7 of this suit typically refers to the works of the imagination, the use of dreams and vision to invent a future different than the life one is currently living. The card reminds us that our outcomes are not set in stone. We can raise our hopes and expectations and upgrade our results. Do not be fooled by the title fantasy, which this card is sometimes given. This card indicates the truly magical qualities of awakened imagination. What? Oh, you silly. You need your toys. So, whoever this is for, I don't know who you are, obviously. It seems like you're really struggling with whatever this honesty is. And you are trying to control so much that you're just hiding your deepest feelings and emotions. And you can't keep doing that. Because the thing with the Four of Cups is that if you don't do each cup at a time, eventually all 4 cups are going to tip upside down. And that's going to tip you upside down. And that's not exactly a great idea. But if you deal with it, and you raise your hopes and expectations and upgrade your results, you can upgrade your results, you know? The 7 of the suit typically refers to works of imagination, the use of dreams and vision to invent a future different than the life one is currently living. So if you are here and you are terrified to talk to whomever this person is about whatever, or to deal with these cups a little at a time, you're going to stay stuck. And then when they all come and rushing at one time, you're done. Bye-bye. But you can do this. You can do this. Because this 7 of Cups here is saying that when you deal with this, and like I say, for me, I feel like this is just someone who can't tell someone the vase is broken. And they're waiting for them to find out. And they're controlling everything. But they got to stop doing that, because it's not healthy. And like I say, this is something small, but this can also, well, it's not small, but I mean, this is on the spectrum of it all small, where you can also be racist. And notice this. Runs the gamut. And then you can little by little take care of your cups, so that you're not living in the fantasy anymore. You're living in the reality. And that's the important part of it all. Jules, I love you. So, Spirit, do we have anything else on this, or is this just the little reading that you wanted? Did you just want a little reading to tell someone that, hey, you know, whatever you're afraid of, stop trying to control it. Just, if you have to get that emotionally taken care of before you can tell someone else to do it, if you have to get emotionally taken care of to leave something, do it. Like, whatever this is. So what else do we have? Do we have anything else? She's getting a drink of water. 30 minutes, she'll have to go to the bathroom again. Yeah, it does feel like a mess. It feels like a big mess. That's like the 4th time I've had like messy cards come out. Like, yeah. Fool reversed. Now the Fool upright. It looks like he's going to fall off a cliff. But at the end of the day, the Fool does go on a journey. But the Fool also knows that he can be caught. If he falls off this cliff, he knows he's going to be caught by whatever is there waiting to catch him. Whatever comfort. Let me find the right word. They're trying to find the right word to give me. Comfort, concealments, no. Jules. Come on over, puppy. You come up. They know that when they fall off this cliff, they're going to fall into the arms of It's like falling into the arms of your parents. You know you're going to be loved. It's unconditional. You know what you're falling into. But when it's reversed, you have to fall into reality. Yeah, this is reality as long as the person you're falling into is keeping you in reality, right? And usually they are for the fool. But this is a different form of reality than this one. This is the one where you can't pass go, you can't collect $100. It's just, this is what it is. And that's what this is. This is what it is. You have to fall into reality. Because whatever is going on here, this person needs to know. So that they can make whatever decisions it is that they need to make. And it doesn't matter. It doesn't, because either way, there's going to be a decision made. If you keep hiding it, whatever possibility for a better outcome may not be there. Like, if you tell them right now, you know, I've been hiding something and I want to tell you this because I've been scared or whatever, you just go ahead and tell them. You're just emptying this first cup. That's all you're doing. These are something else or whatever, but you're just emptying this cup and you're telling them, since you don't have to feel like you have to control everything around you, and they're going to understand. I mean, they may not like it, they may leave, they may not leave, they may say this, they may say that, but they're going to be a lot less upset than if you hold on to this and you don't tell them. And that's why this fool has to come right down into reality. Because that control is just no good anymore. That control is not helpful. It is not useful for anything. There's some big control right there. Injustice. This is just a mess of cards right here. That one. It's like a justice upside down. The justice card makes me nervous, but I am, no, yeah. Judgment makes me nervous. Justice doesn't make me nervous. So, justice reversed meaning. When the justice card is reversed, the deeper meaning of the situation is being withheld for reasons only higher power truly understands. There are times that logical, common, rational, and organic laws are overridden by some paradoxical higher order. At such times, you won't be fully informed about what is going on. Wait, stay quiet, keep watching and listening. Eventually, the chaos will resolve itself and truth will be revealed. When the justice card is reversed, the deeper meaning of the situation is being withheld for reasons. Oh, okay, so this person is the higher power in this because they're the only ones that understand the true reason why they're controlling this. They're the only ones that know. So whoever this is about is not going to be fully informed. And the thing is that, like I previously said, this is just going to be found out. This just confirms it, you know? The truth will be revealed. Eventually, the chaos will resolve itself, and the truth will be revealed because this is going to come out. Just like the, damn, that's freaking insane. Just like that episode of Brady Bunch when, you know, Carol Brady buys the flowers and they get all excited and they put the vase in the middle and you can't see it, but they put the water in the flower, and all of a sudden in the middle of dinner there is water spouting everywhere, and Nine of Swords, Knight of Cups. That's Two of Wands. But yeah, and then all of a sudden water just came out spouting. So, you know, I'm getting this dinner table reference. So don't be surprised. Like, if you guys have kids, if you're cheating, or maybe you had a little affair, or you flirted with the postman or the Amazon guy or whoever, whatever this is, if you have children, your secrets are not safe with them. Bribery isn't going to work because they're tiny children with brains, and their brains don't know, and they shouldn't need to know that they need to keep things secret from people, period, to begin with. But you know, they're going to, someone's going to find out. Either kid's going to say something, or someone around the table's going to say something. Family secret long hidden that nobody wanted to know about. All of a sudden, so-and-so's, you know, auntie is actually, you know, their cousin, or, you know, somebody's cousin. Yeah, somebody young, just Page of Coins. Somebody young is so-and-so's whatever, and, like, this is going to get out, and it's like, for instance, say you're 25 and you know, say when you're 25 and you meet a nice person, and in a couple of years you get married, and maybe now you're 27 and your, you know, 10-year-old niece is going to be in the bridal party with you. But your 10-year-old niece is actually your daughter because you were 17 and you guys were too young, and you know, your sister adopted her, and yeah, you know, maybe she couldn't have kids or something, and they adopted this child, and you're getting married, and this is going to come out over the dinner table. So, like, if you've got a fiance, you should tell them now. That came out in a rush. You know, tell them now. You know, look at your sister and say, listen, I do want to tell them this. I want to keep it honest so that they understand. And that way you can look at them and say, you know, I am not her father. I am her uncle, period. I do not take any other form than that. Neither are you allowed to take the form of step-parent. We are not ever taking custody of this child. And when they are of the appropriate age, they will be told. Or, you know, maybe this is even something that they know now, that maybe there's a new girlfriend coming in that they don't really know, and it's going to be, you know, broached at the table. Because, you know, it's okay to tell kids that they're adopted. It's also okay if you reach a point where you may not want to. It's personal. It's personal for you, and you have to know you, and you have to know your child, you know? I can't have kids, and I have not adopted any, so I don't know how I would broach the subject. I think it would have to depend on the adoption and the biological parents and the situation going on at the time. So that's, you know, what have we got here? You guys. Let's check these out. Two of Wands. The suit most often called Wands and sometimes called Rods. This is the suit of ambition and drive and desire. The two in this suit, often portrayed as crossed wands, imply a deadlock due to energies working at cross purposes. This could refer to an internal split, perhaps a duel between optimistic and pessimistic parts of your psyche, for example, or some situation where you feel damned if you do, damned if you don't. This could be a standoff with another person, or rubbing up against limitations that are currently imposed upon you. This card points to the possibility of creeping self-doubt, the kind that arises in situations where one has bitten off more than they can chew. Give yourself a moment to take in the full implication of your situation. Find your bearings again before launching back into action. Deal with real concerns now. And that's what they keep saying. Stop with this upside Knight of Swords and upside Queen of Swords, so that you have the upside Queen of Wands. I mean, yes. You know, stop with that. It doesn't, it's not helping you. That control is not helpful. Knight of Cups. This Knight of Cups is actually right side up. And the Knight of Cups is like basically your weary night soldier who's ready to come home. They just want to be someplace where they're going to be loved. And at the end of the day, whoever this person is that just needs to know the truth, that's where they can lie. That truth is someplace where they can lie. They don't have to worry about it. This person is comfort. And it feels like there's some, I don't know if it's skepticalness about the comfort, or if it's just that fear brings in skepticism of how much the love really is, which then, you know, is making you self-doubt yourself and all of that stuff. But don't do that. Just tell them. You're tired of holding the secret, whatever it is. And if this is like, oh, by the way, I had like another kid out of wedlock 5 years ago, and you know, you've been married 20 years, it was like a one-time thing, and you just tell them. Tell them. Arnold Schwarzenegger did. It was a 25-year marriage. But you know what? He got up and he did it no matter what the outcome was, because he had to be honest, and honesty is so important. Honesty is one of the most important things in the world. I mean, does it hurt? Yeah. Does it suck? Yeah. Does the truth hurt? Does honesty hurt? 100%. But it's something you can grow from, you know? I mean, there is tact. There are ways to say, oh my God, don't wear that shirt, it's ugly. You know, like, you know, I'm not completely sold on that color. Are you? Do you like the color on you? I love the color red on me. Great. Or, you know, hon, I love red too, but maybe not that red. There are ways, there's tact. I don't always have tact, so don't listen to me, but there other people know about tact. I am not that person. And now we have the Nine of Swords. Nine of Swords is upright too. Yes, a person crying. Yeah. Whoever this person right here is, okay? So, this person here, this be a whole person right here. Queen of Wands, Fool's upside down, Fool upside down, the Two of Wands, Queen of Swords reversed, and the Knight of Swords reversed. That's one whole person. This is the person they need to talk to. These are the cups, and you only need to do this one cup. This, whatever this baggage is back here, is not the important part. As a matter of fact, this might even be stuff that you've already dealt with. Whatever that is, I don't know. It's not our business right now, because it's just this one cup here. See it? See that one cup in the cloud? See how we're reversed? That's the only cup you have to deal with. And you don't even have to pour it all out. Just as much as you can. Because if you don't, this Nine of Swords, she's going to feel abused and abandoned and lied to. Whoever this person is, whether they are he, she, they, them, I don't know. I'm just using whatever's coming to my mind. But you place this where you need to for your Venn diagram of sexuality. You do you, boo, 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 do. But this person's going to be extremely hurt if you do not start talking. If you do not come up and say the hard thing, no matter what that hard thing is. If this thing is that, like, you're not happy in this relationship and it's time to break up and now you've been hiding it and you need to pour out this cup to tell this person, do that. Because if you keep this carrying on, you know, for another 5 years or another 2 years, that's only going to hurt this person more, and that is not the goal. The goal is, you know, to not be in the fantasy, but to be able to walk away with no regrets. That is basically the goal. do like these kitty tarot cards. These ones. I don't know if you can read that. They're $10 on Amazon. I like them. I felt drawn. Like I say, you know, if you get tarot cards, just get the ones that you're drawn to. You know, don't get the pretty ones just because they're pretty. Get the pretty ones because they make you feel good. You know, you like those crow ones or whatever ones, and you don't want to be that girl that likes those. Just buy them. Be that girl. Don't hide yourself. Okay. So, Spirit, do we have anything else? And like I say, please like and subscribe. Do the things. Help my channel grow. Because Spirit wants me to do this, so I'm obliging. Okay, that is just an insane mess of cards. Okay, we're not doing all of those cards. I'm not even doing that one because that's too many cards, my dude. That's like too many cards. However, let me see where that one fits in. Now, the Devil reversed. The Devil card reversed suggests that you are enjoying creating chaos and resistance for no particular positive reason. Your sense of humor could be a bit twisted. Your motive may be vengeance, or you are simply being an irritant. The juvenile prankster streak in you must be corralled and changed before it gets you into further trouble. Suppress those impulses until you successfully engineer a shift away from this careless behavior. Such antics will cost you in the long run, even though they seem amusing in the moment. And that's true. That's now we have the Ten of Swords reversed. Now, the thing with the Ten of Swords I always look at is that it always looks like the swords are falling out of the back. You know, the Devil is basically saying you need to curb, because this is causing chaos. You know, whatever this is, whoever this is for, whatever part relates to you, this person is causing chaos. And this Nine of Swords upright proves that this is going to be very upsetting to this person. Like this is going to be life destroying if you don't start saying something. If you don't start curbing what you're doing, you've whoever this is now broached into has to start curbing this. Ten of Swords when the Ten of Swords is reversed, it suggests that you may have been over-dramatizing your predicament in an attempt to get sympathy and understanding from others. You have begun to believe your own stories and excuses. Ask yourself what you would do if there were no one around to sympathize with you. Would you be making a faster recovery? If you reframe your situation to emphasize the chance to start fresh, things won't seem so bad. Consider the possibility that you are indulging in drama. Take a more accurate look at your situation. Yeah, you're causing your own chaos. I'm not going to sit here and say that you like it, because to be very honest, we have like this little Brady thing going on here, and it feels like it's actually people who love each other, and maybe this is something that they can get through. Maybe it's something that just depends on the person. But you're causing your own, you've got to keep hold of this, because because you are overreacting. You are overreacting. You are overreacting. And the thing is, and this is what I'm being told, your terror will make you overact and make things seem bigger than what they are. And you also don't want to turn your back on your cups and run away. That, they're telling me, is not a great idea. Don't turn your back on your cups and run away. Don't do that. Otherwise, these swords will never come out of your back. And that doesn't mean you've been backstabbed. It just means that, you know, it's your own swords in your back. You're over dramatizing this. Like, there's just absolutely no reason. You know, you broke a Ming vase. All you have to do is go up and tell them, because, you know, they've got insurance. Dear Cups. Three of Cups upright. The Three of this suit is often entitled Consent or simply Yes. This card resonates with the spirit of agreement, mutual support, encouragement, and teamwork, often pictured as three women celebrating their connections in a dance. With lifted mutual with lifted cups, it could also be called sisterhood, a real mutual a real mutual admiration society. It points to all the benefits of harmonious relationships. Admiration, I should be able to read it. I want to read it as administration. I would love to say that that is the dyslexia. I am 100% willing to say here and say that that is 100% the dyslexia. However, it doesn't necessarily, I don't know, if you take that as you want it to take it. If you know something's going on in administration and you need to say something, my God, do it, please. But yeah, I mean, this is celebration. This is yes. This is your confirmation that whatever is going on here, that you are so absolutely terrified that your terror has taken on a life of its own and makes you want to run away. Don't do that. Yes. Tell this person, because it's a good chance they're going to be okay with whatever it is. And if they're not, you go in and you go, you know what? They're either going to love me or they hate me. The worst thing they can do is hate me. The best thing they can do is love me. And if they hate me, I already hate myself, so yada, 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 yada. You know what I'm saying? So, what's that one? Yeah. Yeah, because you got the Seven of Coins upright, which is a farmer tending his garden. Someone who works with nature, cooperating with her ways, will waste less energy and time than the person who works against her. Like, literally, this is what I've just been repeating over and over again. Like, usually this will go into some other, like, context of where it could go, and it'll, like, the spirit will spin me around. But no, spirit's going, you're just stop being your own worst enemy. You're tending this garden, and you know what this truth is, and be proud of this work that you're doing, because this work and working with these cups will help you. It's going to help you. We sometimes see this normally humble farmer in a moment of frenzy, betting the crops on a roll of the dice. This represents a moment of dementia, addiction, or desperation, which hopefully will not last long enough for the farmer to lose everything. Yeah. So you want to literally just tell the person, tell them what's the worst that's going to happen. They're going to divorce you. You're going to go to jail. I mean, if you're honest now, maybe it won't be as harsh later. And if it is as harsh later, then maybe the punishment fits the crime, but this just feels like someone didn't tell someone something broke and you should. Like you lost your wife's ring down the drain and now you really can't find it and you really think it's in the sewer and you need to tell her. Is she going to be angry with you? Yes, but she's going to be less angry with you if you tell her now than if you tell her in 20 years. Because you're sitting around the dinner table and, oh, remember that time that you told me that mom's ring got lost? Tell them now. Now we got the moon in reverse as well. The moon card reverse suggests that you might be deluding yourself, exaggerating, or embellishing your version of a situation. Consider whether you are repeating an emotional, dramatic rendition of events rather than keeping to the bare facts. The temptation to let yourself be swept away, emotionally or physically, is understandable, but it doesn't help you find your balance center in chaotic times. And this is all about your balance. You know, this person over here, God, this kind of reminds me of yesterday's reading where, short reading where, you know, the lady had already done that one divine human. They were very quick to succession to do what they needed to do to get through what they had to get through, because it's just, they were already at a level where they could be speedier, where the other person underneath them was not. They needed to go through more. This person, like literally, like, the temptation to let yourself be swept away emotionally or psychically is understandable, but it doesn't help you find your balanced center in chaotic times. And this is your balanced center. I mean, this here is your balanced center. This, you're causing your own chaos by burying this upside down Knight of Swords and Queen of Swords. You're burying it. You're burying it. You're burying this emotion under all of this control, and you don't want to deal with the Fool in reality, so you're just completely off the rails here. Like you have brought this vase to such a giant level that you are just unable to cope with it. And that's not a good thing, because this person, you're going to cause some chaos. You're going to cause chaos that is going to be so irreparable if you don't just sit down and say, hey, can we talk? Can we do this? I need to talk to you. I need to tell you this. And then you need to listen to this person too. Because if this person has like other information, like, oh yeah, you know, I noticed, you know, a couple months ago there was a crack on it and I forgot to tell you about it, you know. I can see how it would break easily. That makes sense. See what I'm saying here? It's not always as bad as what we think it is, but the longer that you stay under the Queen of Swords, the Moon reversed, the Queen of Swords reversed, the Moon reversed, the Queen of Wands reversed. What is this one? This was the, oh no, my poor card. The Two of Wands upright. Like, the more you stay there, and the more you stay in this idea that if you live in reality, nobody will be there to catch you when you're upright, you're missing out on so much. You're just, this person is just missing out on their everything. Like, this fear is just absolutely making them want to turn their back on all their cups and run away. Like, all this love, like this fear is like so overwhelming that they can't see the forest for the trees. And that's a big, huge problem. That's a big, huge problem, because he is the Knight of Cups. This person just wants to go home. They want to go back to their justice reversed. You know, they want that comfort. Don't mind me while I'm looking stuff up again. Yeah. Yeah. You're just holding back the deeper meaning of the reason you are acting the way you are from your person. And that is upsetting because you're tired of it and you want to go home. And if you don't do that now, you're going to cause them serious, 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 serious heartbreak. I mean, it doesn't have to be this way. Not if you don't want it to be. Yeah, Seven of Cups. So many things to choose. So many things to choose that you can't see. Because, I mean, let's face it, you can only see so many of those cups, right? And right now, there's just too much to choose from for you to even... But that's a problem. That ends up, you know... There's just... And to be very honest, what you really need to do is this Seven of Cups needs to be upside down. Isn't that funny? I called that the Seven of Cups earlier, and it's actually the Eight of Cups. This Seven of Cups just needs to be turned upside down so that everything falls out and you can see everything better. I mean, once you can see everything clearly, it makes life a lot easier. But this guy up here doesn't want to see it clearly, and he knows he has to fall into reality in order to... Yeah, I did say that one time, didn't I? Well, you know what? I did. Never say never, people. But he's afraid of being in this... I mean, he knows he has to come down here. But he also knows that he can go down into reality and he'll still be caught. He'll still be caught. He's still going to be caught. Yeah, the Chariot reversed. He's bulking when he needs. He knows, this person knows they need to do something and they're afraid to do it. They're bulking at it. They're not willing to deal with their cups. You know you could instigate change, but you haven't yet chosen to move toward it. You may be holding back for what feels like good reason, but nothing is actually being imposed upon you. You do have other options. Own your own inner resistance instead of blaming circumstances. Yeah, because... Yeah, Three of Coins reversed. Three of Coins reversed. Three of Coins reversed suggests that you beware of perfectionism and other subtle forms of egoism. This may be tied to a refusal to share one's gifts and visions with the world. Perhaps you consider the world not worth it or are afraid that others simply won't care. This is really an indirect form of perfectionism that would have you cut off your nose to spite your face. Remember, or like in the movie Moonstruck when she said, you know, biting your leg off. Basically, that's you biting your leg off. This isn't that hard. You can go and talk to this person. They're not going to be angry. You already know how they are. This person is predictable. You already know. They're not necessarily, but you're reading a million other things into it. Constantly. You're reading in. Oh, they're going to be angry. They're going to be this. To be very honest, they're probably just going to sit there and go, you dumb fuck. You thought that? You thought I was going to be mad because, you know, you broke Grandma's vase. Do you know how many times we've dropped that vase and it hasn't broken and you're the one that broke it? Thank God it was you and not me. Grandma doesn't have to haunt me. She gets to haunt you. Love you. You know what I'm saying? You know? Remember that acts of genius belong more to the divine inspiration that calls them forth than they do to the personalities they come through. So if you are being told by everything in your being, I need to talk to this person, just do it. If the message is goofy, do it, because whoever this person is knows you. They're not going to be upset. But the longer you wait, the more you're going to hurt them. And there may come a point where there is no repairing the rupture. because it's not even a rupture. You're literally making a rupture out of absolutely, it seems like a lot to you, but in the grand scheme of it all, when you step back and you've told this person, you are like 3 weeks later going to look at them and go, yeah, that really wasn't a big deal, was it? And they're going to be like, yeah, it was not a big deal. It wasn't a big deal at all. We have the 4 of coins, right side up. And remember, this person does love you, whoever they are. This is not abuse. This is not trauma, but it can relate to trauma holding you back from dealing with these things. But this is a person who literally, that Brady Bunch episode, they broke a vase and there you go. This isn't, you know. Now I say that, and yeah, you might end up getting divorced over this. If you had a baby out of wedlock 5 years ago and maybe you need to take custody, or maybe the mother isn't well or whatever, maybe you've been giving child support from afar because it was just a one-night stand, you did a DNA test and it's all up and up. Give this person the benefit of the doubt, because you might actually find out that especially if you've never had another indiscretion, that they're not going to be, you know, they're angry and they're upset, they feel betrayed. Definitely you're going to need marriage therapy or relationship therapy, but they're going to be calmer than what you think they are. They're not going to necessarily kick you out. But the longer you wait, the more hurt they're going to be. So if you wait till this child is 18, they're not going to be happy. If you wait till they're 14, they're not going to be happy. You know? Things happen, and it's how you learn from them that matters. And that's what this is saying. It's how you're learning and dealing with your cup so that you can, you know, so you're not walking away in the wrong way, you know? Four of coins upright. Coins are a symbol for a magical talisman that represents wealth or potential. The suit represents something supportive that is available to you, whether it be health, some kind of talent, a material, or financial resource. Four in this suit has been used to express the paradoxical aspect of material security, the two-edged sword of having been well supported and protected. It sounds completely idyllic until one investigates the real demands that prosperity places upon people. The pressure of big decisions, responsibilities towards dependents or employees, and even tougher decisions in times of insecurity. An immature person thrust into such a position would lack the perspective to sensibly assess risks and rewards, would be vulnerable to bad advice or surprise developments, and could even put the livelihoods of loyal assistants at risk. This card also can refer to the subtler dependencies that comfort encourages, allowing laxness and self-indulgence, to quietly degrade one's reserve of will. The character of this card represents needs to move slowly and deliberately if change is required, as the consequence will affect more than just herself or himself. No, in the English text, the writer we see a person who is stuck in their misunderstanding of how the material plane works. He's afraid to let go of his four measly coins because he doesn't know he has to give in order to get. When looked at this way, this is the card of poverty consciousness. So yeah. So yeah, you really and you have been moving slowly, and you have been moving deliberately, because you've been using this Queen of Wands here to hide everything, to keep control. You gotta control. And if you want to hide stuff, you've got to control it, don't you? And that's exactly what it is. This is literally, you are blowing something extraordinarily out of proportion to a point where eventually it doesn't matter how small it was, you've waited so long that it is now blown. It is out of proportion. Whether it's you waited 20 weeks to do the dishes, you didn't tell somebody you got somebody pregnant 10 years ago, you broke something that you should have told them that nobody's gonna, you're blowing it out of proportion in a way that where most people might necessarily be extraordinarily angry, this person is not, and you know that. That person is not necessarily as angry as what you think they're going to be. Are they going to be miffed? Yes. Are they going to have feelings and emotions? 100%. But let's not confuse having feelings and emotions for being mad or angry. You've got to ask the person, how are you feeling? Are you mad at me? Are you angry with me? I'm not mad at you. I'm not angry with you. I'm just disappointed, and I'm having feelings and emotions of being disappointed. And if disappointed is the worst thing that somebody ever is in you, my God. At least make sure they're disappointed in you for the right reasons, you know? So, Spirit, is there anything else more that we can tell this person, whomever they are? I'm being told no. I think we've told you about as much as we can. I think there's really anything else. That is a mess. And it's so many cards. Okay. Yep. I'm going to look up the Three of Swords just real quick. Three. Mm-hmm. Yeah. For some of you, this is going to lead to a breakup between you and your Emperor. Because that 3 was like perfectly right in the center. And it says the positive side to this card would be the ending of a draining or frustrating association. And that's the thing. If you're not talking to this person, it's frustrating. It's draining. They're not going to want to be with you. And then by the time you do tell them the truth, forget it. You're done for. Or if they find out, because you don't want them to find out. You want to tell them because that's respectful. That's courteous, you know? I mean, if you don't know, obviously you can't tell them. And if you do know, you shouldn't be lying and saying, oh, I didn't know. So that is, That's true too. Yeah, the King of Swords, traditionally representing the energy of a king, the masculine energy form is the educator, the wise judge or mediator. He helps parties in conflict discover common ground and build upon it and guides societies to see their greater good. His archetype is Solomon, ancient lawgiver and philosopher of the Old Testament, sometimes appearing cool and detached. He can be misunderstood as not caring, which is true. But emotional displays are not his medium, nor is he moved by appeals to sympathy or pity. So, and actually, this is giving the King of Swords the Joan of Arc reference, because if you know this breed of cat, you know that they are usually female only. Torties. It also symbolizes duality. You can come up. You can be this King of Swords. You can make the choice to go to the marriage therapy and do the thing. However, if you don't, this is going to be a problem. You might even be, by a judge, forced to go to therapy, marriage therapy. Because this might just seem so, wow, I have no idea what this is about. But, I'm going to look at something. Advice position. It may be time to examine underlying assumptions and bring greater clarity into areas that have been left in the dark. Don't wait for others to do it. Instead, draw your own conclusions. Tell people yourself, in other words. Spend time reviewing all the ramifications, because this King of Swords requires a thorough, methodical examination of ideas and possibilities. Now that I'm saying this out loud, and the fact that one of them also said that he had to move slowly and meticulously, it makes me almost wonder if this person is neurodivergent. And when you're neurodivergent, I know for myself, depending on where you are on the scale of it all, you sometimes need things to be in a certain logical order before you can go down here and talk to this person. But if those things are not in that certain logical order, it is okay to go out of that certain logical order and tell this person. They will understand. If you send them something stupid or quirky or doesn't sound, like I said before, if you know that you're going to say something and it's going to sound harsh, start it out with, whatever I say, please don't take it harshly. I don't mean it that way. Because I'll tell you, if I am not actually masking my voice right now, I might be actually a little bit now that I say that out loud, but if I'm not masking my voice, I sound like a bitchy librarian yelling shush across the room. Like, I have to keep my own self in. So this person, yes, they need time to do this, but I'm telling this person, it's not that you don't have time anymore. Whatever, as perfect as it is what you've got. I know this is anxiety inducing, but kind of like take the pieces that you know that you can do that are okay and put them there. Put the other ones over here, because this person is probably going to understand you. They already probably know that you are neurodivergent to begin with. So they're going to be able to make that caveat, because when you know someone is neurodivergent, you can go, oh, that's why they sound like that. Oh, that's why they state that like that. That's why, you can gauge it. And honestly, we just kind of always do that to begin with each other. So you can definitely be this King of Swords, but because the Queen of Swords is up here. The Queen of Swords is reversed in there. So that's a definite. And that's Joan of Arc reference too, because it is a female cat on there. It is a reference to Joan of Arc, and Joan of Arc was how strong? Like, how strong was Joan of Arc? She can do it. The love that this person has here is the same exact love that Joan of Arc had for God. And if this person is the equivalent to that Joan of Arc, you guys are already kings together. You're already the dual chimera kind of people that people are like, I don't know how y'all do that. So yes, it's hard to talk to this person, but you can do it. You can do it. They're not going to be that angry, but if it's in 10 years, they're going to be kind of upset. I mean, maybe they're holding space. Maybe the Magician. Maybe they're holding space. Maybe they're waiting. Now, remember, you've always got to move forward. You can't wait for people. You can hold space, see if they come back, but you can't wait for them. It doesn't. Yeah. See. I think at this point we're just kind of repeating ourselves. The magician. Traditionally, the magician is one who can demonstrate hands-on magic, as in healing transformative rituals, alchemic, excuse me, alchemical transmutations, charging of talismans, and the like. A modern magician is any person who completes the circuit between heaven and earth, one who seeks to bring forth a divine gold within her or himself. Yeah. So this is saying that, okay, so for some people, this person, all they've got to do is talk to this person, they're going to be fine. It doesn't matter on the scale of neurodivergence of this. Some people, it's going to take them a longer amount of time to talk to this person, and they really, really, really need to. But the magician is reminding me of something like a therapist. So maybe someone had a child out of wedlock. Maybe someone was in the middle of, maybe they were separated and someone had a child with someone else, and one night stand, or maybe a small relationship or whatever. And now you've got to tell this person. Maybe you guys might need some marriage therapy to deal with this. Maybe you might need some marriage therapy if this is like I said, child's been around 14 years now, you've got to say. But the magician is telling me there is hope. There is hope. Because, at the end of the day, a modern magician is any person who completes the circuit between heaven and earth, one who seeks to bring forth the divine gold within her or himself, which is self-work and balance. Let's be realistic on that. And bringing self-work and balance is definitely going to heal. It's transformative. It's alchemical. It's, exactly what it's supposed to be. It's saying to me that there's going to be a therapist involved. It also shows me a Page of Cups. Actually, I'm actually wondering if this kind of confirms what I was saying earlier. Let me see. What is that one? Yeah. Because we have the Sun, the Page of Cups, and then the Ten of Cups upside down. So, yeah, if you are someone who has had a child out of wedlock, this is going to turn your relationship upside down. Therapy might help you. But someone has to make the first move in a more positive direction, leaving judgment and criticism behind. Meditation is called for in order to reestablish some mutual trust and support. This person will provide an example for others to follow, or the team endeavor will dissolve. The storm which precedes the rainbow is not yet over. So, yeah, what is the Page of Cups? The Hermit reversed on my card on the bottom. Somebody's coming out of a cave. And that would be good for you. You want to come out of the cave of this. If you can, it brings such strength. Oh, dumb Martha, you're already on the right one. Yeah. At this point, everything is just repeating itself. What is the sun? I forgot. Someday I will know these by heart, and there'll be no silent areas. And these might even be shorter. Maybe I'll talk more. That would be a problem. The Sun card is about the self, who you are, and how you cultivate your personality and character. The Sun's radiance is where one's original nature can be encountered in health and safety. The limitations of time and space are stripped away. The soul is refreshed and temporarily protected from the chaos outside the garden walls. Under the light of the sun, life reclaims the primordial goodness, truth, and beauty. If one person is shown on this card, it is usually signifying a human incarnation of the divine. When two humans are shown, the image is portraying a resolution of tension between opposites at all levels. It's as if the card is saying, you can do no wrong. It's all to the good. So yeah, like this is saying, this is all to the good. Tell this person it's all to the good. Are you going to have troubles? 100%, but it's going to be okay. Because you are not yet grounded in reality yet, but you've got to be. You've got to start being. You've really, really, really got to be. That person needs you to be. And you need to be for you. Yeah. Because we also have the Ace of Coins reversed. Suggests that you should reconnect with the values you are trying to serve. Perhaps external appearances have to distinguish between the true gold and costume jewelry. Search your heart. If your motives aren't clear, your performance won't shine either. So yeah, when you do go to this talk to this person, make sure you because that's what you're doing. That's why. Because oh yeah, all right. You're trying to plan this. This is how messy it is, okay? Listen, this is your mess. Let's. That's your mess. And you're trying to clean it up. But she only got 3 cards here. So you've got to. You're overthinking this. You are overthinking this to the point that it is running around in your head. In the simplest stuff, it's 1 cup. It's one cup you gotta empty. You're acting like it's 55 cups that you gotta empty. It's not. It's 1. Do it now. Because it's not. It's now getting to the point where it's foolish. It's now getting to the point where it's going to hurt people. It's now getting to the point where it's just stupid. You know, the not telling is just, it's you know. You should reconnect with the values you are trying to serve. Because you do have those values. And that's why I say, you not saying something about the vase breaking is really eating at you, and you're trying to form you're going to Two of Cups reversed. It kind of reminded me of the Lovers reversed, and the Lovers can often mean 2 different paths you can go down, but when it's reversed, you've got 1 path. And there really is only 1 path you can go down here. Really and truly, that's... Two of Cups reversed. The Two of Cups reversed indicates that you may be investing too much time, too much in a relationship. Sometimes this is a signal that you must stop seeking so much validation from others. It may be that your attentiveness to those around you has overtaxed your psyche and you have started neglecting yourself as a result. Stop conforming to the demands of narrow criteria of your partner or partners. When you undermine yourself in this way, you undermine your relationships too. You may think you are working extra hard to take care of others, but you are actually abandoning yourself. Eventually, that will lead to alienation and resentment. And isn't that what we're saying? You're working so hard on whatever the hell this is that you're trying to control it all, which isn't helping, that you're just alienating this person, and this person's gonna be fine. You just gotta talk to them. Like, all of the cards are trying to like get out of my hands right now. Yeah, because you don't want this secret to lead to them to the point where there is no recovery anymore and now they just feel alienated. And that's what it's saying. If you don't start talking now, you're just going to feel alienated. You're going to alienate them. They're going to feel alienated. They're going to feel like the victim, and they will be right to feel that way, even though on some level you not being able to tell them makes everything, like, whatever this is that you can't crawl out of this and tell them, just write it down. Write it down. And if you write it down and it doesn't sound right for whatever reason it is, just say to this person, listen, I know that this doesn't sound right. I don't mean anything harsh by it. Just, can you just accept me as I am for a minute, because I just don't know how to talk to people anymore. So yeah, just tell them. Just tell them. It's a vase, if you, and this is basically what this is showing, is we started off little where the person needed to tell somebody something, right? And then we got to the point where, hey, the person, they're here, they need to really be told before something comes out at the family table, or someone says something that you don't want them to know. And now here we are at the point where, you're trying to get it where it's supposed to be, and you can't, because you're trying to be perfect, and this perfectionism is not helping you at all. And you, like, literally, you are now making a bigger mess than what you need to. You are making such a large mess that by the time this person is done, they're going to feel so alienated, they're not even going to want to be with you anymore. Or it may take them a long bit of time in therapy to want to be with you again. Because I feel like this person does want to be with you. They're just really, really, they want to be, they know something is up. They want to know what it is. They want to know what is up, and they're tired of being in the dark. And you can think they don't know, but they do. People aren't stupid. People have spidey senses. People know. Yeah, the Three of Wands. A 3 in this suit symbolizes an inner balance that allows you to feel more optimistic about new endeavors you are committed to or want to commit to The human character is standing in his balcony watching ships leave the harbor, loaded with his goods for far-off ports, dreaming of the fortune he will reap if all goes well. Summon the optimism within you. This energy must be patient and trusting, because he or she will have to wait some time to find out how the ships have fared. And that's exactly what this is saying. This is saying you've got to tell this person, and you might have to wait a while to see how this person is going to react and feel, but I feel a positive note to this. I can be wrong, and anything is a possibility. We're all fallible at the end of the day. But to me, this feels like if you just tell this person, it's going to be fine. But if you just keep waiting, it's not. You see how messy this table is with all these cards? This is the mess. This is the mess you're creating by just not telling the person. And can anybody, can you see the Knight of Cups? Can you see yourself in here? No, you can't. You can't see anything. It's just a big ass giant pile of cards, and your upside down knight is right underneath. And you got so much stuff piled on top of you that you literally can't think. But even you know that it doesn't have to be like that. You know that you don't have to control the situation. You know that you want to tell this person. Whatever the results are, you know you want to sort these cards out. You know you want to sort those cups out. And you know that you need to tell this person because this is a person that you can trust and they can trust you. So, just tell the person. Worst thing that's going to happen is they're going to be upset. The best thing that's going to happen is they're not going to be upset. And the medium thing that can happen is they could say, I need to think about this. It's okay to let people think about these things. You want them to think about these things. If they don't think about these things, they can't make their decisions, can they? And that's what the most important thing is. So stop being this mess of cards. Stop being the mess of cards. Just tell them. It's that easy. Anyway. Anything else we've got for this person? Anything encouraging you would like to let them know? Or I have no idea. It just absolutely flipped over. The Wheel of Fortune flipped over. So you will have all the fortune in the world. You will have the wheel. You'll have, and that's the thing with the wheel. We stand on the top of the wheel. We see the clarity on top of that wheel, right? And you can see that clarity on top of that wheel. You know you've got to tell this person. You can see that clarity. Nobody gets to stand on top of the wheel for a very long period of time. But when you can see it, when you're on top of it, immediately do it. It doesn't matter if it's night or day. Send them the message. Send them the letter. Do whatever it is that you feel that you need to do to tell them this thing that you need them to know. Because I don't think this thing you need them to know is something that means that you love them less. As a matter of fact, I think that you love them a lot. It's just right now, it's just now you're finding it very difficult to get this. I love you, Jules. Yeah. So we do have the Five of Cups upside down. And the Five of Cups upright portrays the mess that is left after an emotional upheaval. This is an emotional upheaval. The Five of Cups reversed represents a paradoxical situation wherein what seems like the worst thing that could happen actually creates a better circumstance. Any incoherent fear, once expressed and faced, can be transformed into a manageable issue. Into a manageable issue. Then you are liberated from the dread of negative anticipation, wondering if the situation will blow up in your face. You are freer to act authentically as a result of this energy turn. Just made that chaos, into control. hold on, we got the 8 of Coins. Yep. The 8 of this suit is the card of works. We see here a successful artisan spending time at his bench, hammering out the commissions he has attracted because of his skill. The artist is the best in his or her class, so popular that it's become difficult to keep up with demand. If there's a problem in this card, it has to do with the trap of workaholism, the feeling of being so indispensable that you will not ask for help or delegate anything. And herein lies the thing. If you are a woman and you are in the female position of this and you are feeling like you can't talk to whoever this other person is, just talk to them, delegate what they need to have delegated, because once you do that, you're going to be a whole lot happier, a whole lot happier. So I think that's the end of this message, because short of repeating myself, I mean, we've got so many cards. Just tell them. Tell them. No one's going to hate you. No, and if they do, then that's the worst thing that happens to you. Then you know, what are you going to do? No, this is the 5. Okay. I was like, no, we already had that one. We already had that one. See? So many are coming out now. Yeah, the 5 of Swords reversed is... The 5 of Swords reversed suggests that you are finally gaining some mastery over competitive or combative impulses. This suggests that you may be outgrowing tendencies towards being automatically judgmental or critical. If this is true, you are successfully letting go of that part of your personality which tends to magnify others' flaws and weaknesses. Much to your credit, you are using your life force in a more creative and positive way, having overcome conflicting impulses. You now use your energy in a positive way. And that's basically what this is wrapping it up and saying is, I know you want it to be all perfect, but it's never going to be the right time. It's never going to be the right time. It's never going to be always perfect. But you are the navigator. You're the only one that can do that. You're the only one that can navigate this to where it needs to be. And you have to tell the truth, and you've got to say what's going on, because it's a vase. I mean, obviously, if it's bigger than that, it's bigger than that, and your situation is going to be your situation. But for whoever this is, even if it seems like it's big to you, it's just going to be if you just told me earlier, I wouldn't be this upset. I'm going to be able to get over it, but you know, it's going to take me a little time, and you know, we might need a little therapy, and that's perfectly okay. You know. Anyway, we are running into an hour and 50 minutes, and this is not how long I thought this was going to be, but that's perfectly okay. And I will say, yeah, see, this is the second time I've gotten the Hermit in reverse, which means somebody's coming out of their cave. The Tower in reverse, somebody is dealing with these emotions. See, if you deal with these Tower moments, these things that freak you out, then it's just going to be so much easier for you. Anyway, that is my reading for you today. Thank you. Please like and subscribe. Please tell your friends. I'm going to try to do shorter content, but we will see what happens. And this is just going to find whoever wants it. And if you want to, you know, do your dishes and just listen to me prattle on in the background. Okay. Anyway, take care. Be good, behave, be happy. Be yourself. And good night. God bless you. We love you.